What's up, guys? We're back. Today we're going to be covering matches 3 and 4 from the tournament. As you can see here, I'm up against LWRS, who is a teammate of mine. A little unfortunate we had to play each other in the tournament. You never want to be facing your own teammates. I will be saying, though, that our bracket luck was a lot better in this event than it was in RBCT 3, where we had a mass collision of teammates facing teammates, which took down about half of us within the first 2 to 3 rounds. So this was actually the only teammate I ended up playing all day, which was pretty lucky for me. LWRS is, of course, a very powerful quick draw player. Plays a volcanic quick draw list that's very cool. He'll be going first here, which is getting kind of old for me, honestly. I think this is my third time losing RPS. They're just going to go Raikou, set pass. I draw. I go for the Aqua Dolphin play immediately. I know he's on quick draw, so there's a lot of little monsters that you can punish with the Aqua Dolphin. Just summon it and confiscate something out of their hand, get knowledge. Unfortunately for me, there are no small attack point monsters in his hand. However, I do get the knowledge of the Brain Caius, and I get the Maui out of my hand, so this is still a reasonably good trade for me. And I'm going to hit into the Raikou with it, so getting something done with a relatively low committal play. And then, since I know the hand, I decide to hold the Dust Shoot until after he foolishes, at which point I assume, alright, he drew like a debris or something, but it turns out it was a quick draw, which I shuffle back. Still sends the Dandy. And the specter of the Brain Caius is just, like, in my mind this entire game. I'm like, how do I play around it? How do I play around it? I decide to summon Diva, not use the effect, so that there's no leftover monster. And then just beat over both tokens. I make a bit of a misplay in main 2. I go for Thought Ruler. Now, I know LWRS's entire back row lineup, and basically, if this was either Book of Moon, Decree, Dust Shoot, probably not Dust Shoot, he would have used it, or Torrential Mirror. Torrential Mirror are the only ones that would actually punish me here, so I probably should have gone Stardust, because if it's Book, I mean, what good is that going to do? And they can't really just Brain Caius a lone monster like that. It would be pretty bad. So I guess I was just tunnel visioned on, like, I can negate Brain Con with Thought Ruler, but it was probably not the right play to go that. And then he finds a Debris Dragon, which is very, very good for him. He decides to play passively here, which I'm not sure was right with the Brain Caius backing up. I just pass. He draws an Avarice, which is another very good top deck. This point, not playing passively anymore, just going to hit in with the Ancient Fairy Dragon. If I have Gores, obviously he's got a pretty great hand for countering that. We find Foolish. This is going to give us our third Dark with the Plague Spreader. So we slam the Dad. We stack the Gilman to get it out of our hand and back into our deck, and then we use the Sangan to search the Diva. This was a massive overcommitment, and I should not have done it. Brain Caius is going to answer my board whether I have 2 or 3 monsters, but he definitely would have had to do it if it was just Dad Android anyway. So yeah, big mistake by me committing the Miracle there. There was no reason to. It didn't even do any extra damage. This is probably the biggest throw in Game 1. It might have lost me the game. So obviously here, he's going to deal with my whole board. I find the Gilman off the top deck that I just shuffled back, which blanks my Diva, which feels really bad. And here he's going to just quick draw Caius, my guy, hit in. I need to draw something. I find a dead card. He draws another Pot of Avarice. So at this point, the game's pretty much lost. Maybe things would have been differently if I'd played that turn where I committed the Miracle differently. But yeah, that's game 1. Alright, game 2, I open up. I have a pretty nice hand. I go Foolish for Dark Panther, Convert Contact. I send the Glowmoss. And then I draw into Sork. So I end phase Wing Blast knowing that he's on Decree. And here we just have the Pesky Boy, which is quite good at answering these set monsters. So I think I will mirror Future Fusion in main 2, probably. Yeah. So we're at a pretty good spot here. Obviously I brought in this BFDD to deal with Drill, but I felt like it didn't really do much, so maybe that was just not a good side deck card for me. Here I go for the Maui play with the Diva. I just make Stardust. Not gonna make the same mistake I made last game. He goes Sangan, beat over my Diva. Here the Ab-Zero comes down. I'm just like, alright, we'll go Pesky Boy, bounce your guy. But then he just has the Fader anyway, so we don't get in for any damage, unfortunately. I decide to be greedy. I drop the Sork to deal with the Fader, so just in case there's like a Caius or something. Here he makes a really good play. He decrees. Maybe should have done that in end phase, I don't know. I guess he didn't know he would be able to make this play, because he top-decked the Plasma. So what he's going to do is Sangan crash in, and then that's going to grab a Quick Draw Synchron, and then he's going to pitch Dandy to get 3 monsters on the field for Plasma. And then Plasma deals with the Ab-Zero, and now I'm in a really bad situation, because I'm staring down a 3150 Plasma, and I'm under skill drain because of Plasma, and there's also Decree on the field, which means all my trap card outs to Plasma are dead. So I just really need to find like one of my Miracles or like Space Typhoon Heavy. He finds Charge. So he's just going to start beating over my guys. And I'm just turtling here waiting to draw an out. I find a Dust Shoot, which doesn't do anything. He sets a Raikou after I Nobleman to the last one. I find the MST, which is nice. So this was very lucky. I was able to draw the out. I kill my Ab-Zero and blow up his whole board. And then I go Armus and Plague. I forget if I committed here. I do. This might have been a little aggressive. I think I might have known about the Blaze Accelerator. Okay, so he draws Avarice. He plays the Avarice, and I have the Crow, but he kills my Goyo. I just go Pesky Boy, which I stacked for Plague. And I bounce him. He finds another Avarice, though, and this time I don't have the Crow to stop it. So he's going to be drawing some cards here. Finds Mirror, Avarice, which are both dead. I find Miracle, which is great. I drop it. I use the Pesky Boy to bounce the set monster and go in for 25. Obviously, he can kill my guy with the Blaze Accelerator still, though. But at this point, I'm just like, I want to kill him. I just need to get that damage in, and I'll be able to do it eventually. So now, I'm finally going to flip this BFDD, which has been sitting here useless all game. Because I'm pretty sure this set card doesn't do anything. If it was Book of Moon, probably would have been flipped on the Grand Mole last turn. So I just think, okay, I can stack for Plague, drop the Pesky Boy, go for game. And it does work out for me. So now, we're in game 3. He's going to start. He's got a pretty good hand, a little light on defense, but overall not bad. So he's just going to go Rocket Pass. Here I think, alright, we'll just go in Diva, Gilman. Just take the plus while I can, run over the Rocket. And I set both of them. Here I make some questionably aggressive plays. I bounce the Accelerator, I drop Pesky Boy to deal with the set monster, and I attack in. He's got the Fader. He's got the Caius, I Judgment the Caius. And then the Accelerator will finally come down and kill my android. But as you can see, we have Convert Contact live still, which is nice. I think I opt to send the Pesky Boy because I want to snipe something out of his hand with Aqua Dolphin, which I think in hindsight turned out to be the correct play, probably, as good of a card as Grand Mole is. So here, I only have access to 2 darks with the Crow and the Mally, so I'm just like, well, I'll pitch the Dad, I guess. It's useless. I look at his hand. Card Trooper is the only thing here that really seems threatening, so I think I get rid of it. Yeah, the Aqua Dolphin comes in very clutch in these type of matchups. So he's going to kill it, obviously, or I would rip another card next turn. I'm feeling pretty good here, though. I've got the Crow, I've got the Wing Blast. I may be down on cards, but it's like mostly fake cards that, again, don't provide any sort of aggression. We find Miracle, which is great. I decide not to commit it yet. I'm just like, I'm going to summon Mally, kill one of these tokens. He draws Rocket, hits over my Mally. No big deal. We find Mind Control. I know for a fact this is Raikou from the Aqua Dolphin, so I'm going to punish him for leaving it here. I kill the back row. I go Miracle. Actually, he could have chained that book to reset his Raikou. But yeah, we Miracle, we kill his guy. It's his turn. So he has to make a really bad, like, 3-for-1 trade there. And now it's just Dark Panther beatdown. He draws Torrential, which doesn't do much here. I find Plague, which I decide to just keep in hand for this Wing Blast. I'm feeling pretty safe behind this Wing Blast Crow in this situation. He draws Avarice, but I have the Crow here, so the Avarice is going to be stopped. I find Armageddon Knight. I Wing Blast the back row, summon the Armanite, and he just scoops right here because he's going to be drawing the Torrential next turn. So that was match number 3. I think we played pretty well overall. Couple kind of glaring mistakes, but you know, it happens. The matches against Quick Draw are always pretty interesting, I think. I like that deck a lot. But let's move on now to match number 4, which is against, I think it was against a sort of old-style Frog Monarch type of deck, if I recall correctly. And lo and behold, I believe I'm finally going first. My opening hand, it's got a lot of Garnets, but we have Convert Contact live, which is nice. We get to dig, we find a couple Wing Blasts. We set Judgment Wing Blast. I think I win this game just by getting really aggro really early on before he's able to like set up and make plays. So let's see what he does. Yeah, just goes swap for Treeborn, bounces. So I'm just like, alright, we're going to summon this Gilman and just start hitting in. He doesn't fade her here. And I believe he goes for Brain Control here, but he makes like a weird play where he doesn't attack, which I would not have done. So I just Judgment the Monarch Summon, and here I bounce the Treeborn, so I can go for a Mally play with the Diva in my hand. So now, look, I can make 2 Synchros with this, basically. I go for Dark End to play around anything he might drop, which he does because he's going to die, so I kill it with Dark End. And I figure, alright, he still can't make a play next turn. I bounced his Treeborn. So long as he doesn't answer this, I still have lethal. I set the Wing Blast. So he pitches for swap, and I immediately just Wing Blast so he can't Monarch me. And at this point, he pretty much loses because he has no way to survive next turn. So I'm just going to kill it with Dark End, and we're going to go for a game. So that's game 1. And then game 2. Game 2 was kind of tragic, if I remember. So they're going to go first, just set up their graveyard. I think I just decided to do nothing. Yeah. But then, here comes the Vanity's Fiend. And this Vanity's Fiend is going to carry him to victory. As you can see, I don't have one of my many outs to Vanity's Fiends in my hand. Oh, also I should note, I cheat here. You're not allowed to do this. I thought you were for some reason, but you're definitely not. Ultimately, it was inconsequential, and I lose this game. But yeah, just know that you're not allowed to do that. You can't Future Fusion under Vanity's Fiend. At least I don't think you can. So they hit in. Here I make a really throwaway play. I like draw the Sangan, but for some reason I just have a brain fart and I set it when I 100% should have just crashed it and searched an out to this Vanity's Fiend. Because look, he's just got this swap here and he's obviously going to Monarch me and go for game. So that was just incredibly stupid. That was probably one of the dumbest plays I made all day, honestly. But game 3, we're going first. We got a nice hand. We got a Dust Shoot. We see his hand. He's got 2 copies of Swap and Caius. I just decided to hit the Vanity's Fiend because it's the only thing he's got just one of. So he tries to, I think, okay, yeah, he's going to Caius me this turn. I just decide I'm okay with that, though. I think I'm just okay with all of this. I let him banish my guy. I let him attack. I'm like, whatever. I have the Pesky Boy. I bounce the Caius with it. Standby, Treeborn's going to come down. I think I Phoenix the Wing this and standby. Do I? I don't think I let it. I don't want him to, like, drop Caius here. Yeah, I do Phoenix Wing it. I've bounced this Treeborn like a million times this game. It's kind of funny. So I know he's drawing back into the Treeborn. I just set the Phoenix Wing pass. He draws the Treeborn, sets it. I just bounce it with the Pesky Boy. Draws into Econ, which doesn't really do anything here. He sets the Treeborn again, but I'm like, I've still got the Pesky Boy here. I draw Convert Contact, which is nice. Sets up our grave for the Sork. Okay, here we've got a big play we can potentially make, though, so I decided to go for it. We have Diva Mally. And then if I Wing Blast this Treeborn, bouncing it again, we now have 3 darks, so we drop Dad. Probably should have left the defense mode diva. I don't know why I left the attack mode one, because it wasn't relevant for hitting game here. We are going to drop the Miracle, so now we have lethal threat on board. He has to drop the Fader. We still know about Soul Caius, so he's definitely going to be able to make a play to out our board. He makes a pretty good move here, I think. He's able to at least go 3 for 3, getting rid of all our big monsters, I think. So he's going to Soul Tribute the Colossal, target the Ab-Zero, and then Econ Tribute his guy, steal my Dark Arms, so that Dark Arms will be destroyed by the Absolute Zero's effect when it resolves. And that's able to out my board. But I've still got a good bit of gas here. I think I just drop the Sork right away and get in for damage, which I do. And then probably sink in main 2 for like a Thought Ruler, since I know he's on like Econ Soul. Sets the guy again, but I have the pesky boy. We're just going to bounce it for like the 5th time. And he draws, sets it again, but we have lethal with Plague and pesky boy, bouncing it once again. So yeah, I felt pretty confident about how I played that match. Seemed pretty easy for me, so yeah. That's it for today, guys. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at matches... 5 and 6? So be sure to check that out. Peace.